Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel, I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So today we have in here Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Beta, developed by TrackYard, and it is using their EW engine. So I'm running the game with the low settings and I will be using 66% of resolution scaling at 1080p, which means that internally the game will be running at 720p. So this is the only way that I get to get the most performance out of the game, to be as close as possible to 60 frames per second. If you look to the minimum requirements, you will see that these guys ask for a minimum of an HD 7950, and what I'm currently testing in here, it is only an HD 7850. So the 850, it was a mainstream card, it was a mid-tier card, and the 950, it was the high-tier card of that generation. And thus, even despite we have this mainstream card at like I told you, at low settings with 66% of resolution scaling, my average was 60 frames per second with a 1% low of 45, while with the low settings with 1080p, native 1080p, what I got was an average of 43 frames per second with a 1% low of 30. So what really pisses me off a little bit is that PS4 have kind of the same chip as what I have in here, but still PS4 managed to get a lot of performance. This in fact doesn't pisses me that off that much, because this is quite normal. Consoles are, you know, the same hardware, and so developers can always take advantage of multiple stuff, multiple hardware features, especially by the end of the line, by the end of the times of the consoles. At the beginning of each generation, I don't think that consoles I don't think that any of the consoles have any advantage over the equivalent PCs, but after 4 or 5 years I started to notice that the consoles really take advantage of most of the stuff that, I mean, games take advantage of most of the stuff that the consoles have to offer, so an equivalent PC can't really keep up. And that's exactly what happens in here. It's not that the game is running any bad, but comparing to the PS4, for example, well, it's not even comparable. In this graphic card, it is way worse, alright? But still, it is playable, and we need to also think that this graphic card is quite old. It is a graphic card which is pretty much 8 years old, I guess, by the time that we are today. The graphic card is 8 years old, and it is still managing to run a AAA title like Call of Duty, a multiplayer title, at close to 60 frames per second. Alright, so I'm actually dreaming on the day that I will be doing a video of what is to play with a 10-year-old graphic card. So let's hope I can have AAA titles that can run as good as this one, despite the low resolution and despite the low settings, just to show you how it is possible to play with a 10-year-old graphic card, but not a 10-year-old graphic card, a 10-year-old graphic card that was mainstream, right? But still, we are only at 8, so I guess we can dream if the graphic card doesn't die anyway. So yeah, now that I've talked a little bit about the performance and some of the weird stuff about it, let's now talk a little bit about the game. So, first of all, you have a zombies mode, which is not available during this beta. Of course, the campaign, it is also not available, and I'm very curious to see about the campaign, because I kind of always enjoyed the campaigns of the Black Ops. It seems that they have a more serious tone, and yeah, I do enjoy them. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to benchmark it in the future, since I'm not going to buy this game. I'm prioritizing my money to Watch Dogs Legion and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But as you know, if the developer provides me a key or provides the game, there is a high chance that I have to try the campaign, you know, a little bit more further when the game is released. But we will see. As multiplayer, this is the actual state of the beta. I'm not expecting this to change in the final version. The performance should be pretty much the same. And, well, that's it. But again, about the game. This game, this new multiplayer contains this new mode, which resembles a little bit of Warzone, but in a small format. The objectives are different though, but the way that you are deploying the map reminds me a lot of Warzone, because you are falling from an helicopter. The difference is this is not Battle Royale, which means that if you die, you respawn immediately, which is fine, and it is actually good. Another thing that resembles me Warzone, it's the armor packs or the armors, so you need to use armors and you apply the armor the same way as Warzone. The way that you fall into the ground, it is equal to Warzone. The way that your friends or your teammates rescue you or you rescue them are exactly equal to Warzone. And yes, despite the developer team, it is different. It is quite noticeable that they are kind of trying to use the same things over and over. There are also other game modes, the typical game modes from before, like Nation and the regular team deathmatch. But I think the big news about this Cold War, it is really this new game mode, this Fire Team or Firebase. I think it's Fire Team what it is called, which you get these kind of favorite Warzone maps, which are actually smaller. And yeah, I didn't told you about the objective, but the objective it is for you to collect uranium. You can find that on cases on the floor or just by killing enemies. That is uranium, those cubes, and you need to drop those cubes at the bomb sites. Every time you drop, you know, uranium on those bomb sites, you get points for the objective, and of course the objective it is to make those bombs explode, and when they explode, they spread radiation. And you can stay within the radiation for some time. So yeah, there are some interesting concepts in there, and I think it is pretty fun. Anyway, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much it I can talk about. I'm no reviewer, keep that in mind. I'm just bringing you the news about what I felt it was new about this Call of Duty, that it is not repetitive. The graphics are very good, despite, yes, the resolution that we are using, it is very, very low. But even for the low settings, you get tons of stuff. I mean, the shadows, the snow, desolated snow everywhere. So I think it is actually pretty good in my opinion. So guys, again, that's all. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Assault that zone before hostile forces occupy it. We're losing that zone. Assault that zone. Take it back. Defend our zone. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Enemy RCXD detected. We're building our momentum. Take this zone back. Enemy RCXD detected. We have to take that zone. We are taking back what is ours. Take this objective. Our momentum is building. Take it to them. Got it. Objective secured. We're building a momentum. Keep up the pressure. Push them back. Enemy forces are trying to recapture their zone.
Negative. Airspace full.
zone marked. All zones. We're pulled ahead. Hostiles are contesting B. Capturing B. Bravo lockdown. Infiltrate their last zone. Taking Alpha. Enemies contesting Alpha. Hostile attack helicopter inbound. Hostiles contesting A. You know what to do. Alpha secure. We control all zones. Good job, DGI. You made it well. Switching sides. Prevent hostile forces from taking our zones. We are taking control. They're taking Bravo. We're defending A. They've taken B. The enemy is gaining ground. Defend our final zone. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Hostile artillery targeting active. Net call, incoming artillery.
Spy plane standing by.
Spy plane established overhead. Spy plane mission timeline 50% expanded. 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 50%
They're taking A. We're contesting
Thanks for the
Alpha.
work. Spy plane terminating overflight.
Concealing proximine.
Hostile spy plane established overhead. We're contesting A. Pick up the pace, DGI. We're out of time. We are running low on lives. Let the cowards run. The day is ours.